My name is Erin, and as a non-blind student of art history at the University of Glasgow, I'm going to share with you how I experienced this painting. I also live close to the castle and feel quite a personal connection with this painting and the familiar, almost completely unchanged landscape. Three figures sit on the left-hand corner of a rolling country scene, dwarfed in comparison to the grandeur of the nature that surrounds them. They gather close together amongst the rocks on the muddy banks of the river, admiring their collection of salmon, which we can assume they recently fished from the Tweed. The landscape is almost entirely enveloped in shades of green, including Neidpath Castle itself, which is made of a dark grey, almost brown stone, and sits elevated on a hill, slightly off-centre in the mid-ground, as if it is watching over the landscape. There is a curved stretch of land covered in grass which cuts into the scene from the right. There are bright white highlights in the murky grey water which whips and ripples around this patch of land, cutting through the centre of the scene and flowing towards the right side of the foreground. This gives movement and life to the otherwise still and tranquil scene. The general tones of the painting are earthy and muted, which reflects the general atmosphere of the countryside and the Scottish borders. However, the entire scene is brought back to life by the brightness bursting from behind the clouds behind Lee Pen in the background, which highlights the scene and gives it a warmth. The scene from where the viewer stands is bordered on both the left and right by trees and leafy shrubbery, which peek into our line of sight. The painting centres around the curve of the river itself, and we can see from the ripples around the rocks that the river flows from left to right and towards the castle in the distance. This piece is called Neidpath Castle, and it was painted by Jacob Moore. If you would like to hear more about this thought-provoking work, please listen to our additional information, where I include more information about the artist, their influences, and the style of the piece.